Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of PhotoBiz Live. This is Danny from the PhotoBiz team, and today we're going to be joined by Vance from the Passionate Support team, and he's got a great webinar planned out for you guys. He's going to be showing you some of the features of our brand new product that we've been working on developing for quite some time, our HTML5 Portfolio Sites. So he's going to be showing you just what exactly they can do, some of the features, and how the HTML5 sites work in your account. So if you guys do have any questions that are going to be account specific for you, we do encourage you to just give the Passionate Support team a call here. We're available Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be able to answer any kind of questions you have regarding your account specifically. So in addition to getting the opportunity to learn from Vance in today's webinar, we're going to have a question and answer session at the end of the webinar. So you can submit your questions using the chat tool, and they're going to be answered after the presentation. So you can also join in on this discussion on Twitter by using the hashtag PhotoBizLive. So if at any point during today's webinar you have any difficulty hearing Vance or myself or seeing the slides, please just use the comment box to send us a message, and we'll do our best to help you out with that. We're also going to be recording today's webinar and placing it on our YouTube channel for replay, and that is youtube.com/PhotoBiz. So if you have a chance and you're on there, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. That way you can receive all of our future updates. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to Vance, and he's going to get you guys started right away.
Hello everybody, and thanks for tuning in to the webinar today on our brand new HTML5 portfolio sites. So today, just to kind of give you a breakdown of what we're going to be going over, what we're going to be covering. I'm going to be talking about, some of the features that you know and love from the Flash portfolio sites and the HTML portfolio sites, and how that has kind of transitioned over into what we've made for the HTML5 portfolio sites, and also talk about some of the new and exciting features that it has. So we'll go ahead and get started here. So I would say, one of the main things with HTML5 and how it works is its approach to how it looks very similar to how a Flash site looks. With the transitions, the speed of the slide shows, the music, and just the total layout, something that's very pleasing to the eye. And the thing with Flash is that it's not accessible everywhere. With Apple products like the iPad and the iPhone, they're not able to see Flash, so they were always viewing your HTML site or your mobile mirror site. But now with the HTML5 portfolio sites, the iPads, the iPhones, any phones or tablets or computers that don't have Flash, they're going to be able to see the HTML5 portfolio sites, which is really something that's, it's going to step everything up and make the viewing experience for your potential clients so much better. And with that as well, because it's viewable everywhere, because it is HTML and it's HTML5, no plugins are needed to view it. So they won't have to come to your site, and it won't say, you can't view this site, or you have to download Flash to view it. So it's just going to make the viewing experience for your clients so much better. So bring over, the features that you guys know and love from our Flash and HTML5 portfolio sites. You're still able to switch designs, one-click switch. You want to change your template, you go to the template section, select, whichever template that you want to use, save it, and it's going to automatically bring over all that information, so you don't have to re-edit every time you switch templates. You still have multiple background selections, and you can also change the settings for that from anything from stretch to fit, which will make the background adjust itself and scale depending on what browser size you're using, all the way into a tile, which will fill up the entire screen if you just have like a small design. You do have a very nice font selection as well, and font size selection. So, and we'll kind of go over that once we get into the live preview. And the same thing for the transitions. You got 5+ styles there, and you're able to choose from multiple speeds. You can still color shift with it. And the color pickers, we feel, has been made, a lot easier for you to use and adjust your color, so that's going to be a much better experience. And of course, the music as well. You can use from our 50+ music selections, or you can upload your own music files. And some of the questions that we've had regarding that is that is the music playable on an iPad? And the answer to that is yes. It doesn't autoplay, but the client will just have to click the music icon and the music will play on the iPad, which I think is something that is definitely fantastic and different for the industry. The great thing about the HTML5 portfolio sites is, yes, it is a completely different product. So you can either replace your Flash or HTML portfolio sites, or you can use it to complement your HTML and your Flash and HTML portfolio sites. With the import, it's a very easy process that we'll go through live. So if you purchase the HTML5 site and you're wanting to replace your Flash or HTML portfolio sites, pretty much the very first option you get whenever you go into the HTML5 control panel is the option to import information from your Flash or HTML portfolio sites. And this is going to import over all of your text content, page names, your gallery images from your home pages and your gallery pages, all your SEO meta information that's page specific, and your visible hidden page settings. So you're not going to have to go through and completely rebuild and rebrand your site just because you bought the HTML5 portfolio site. And when it copies the images over, I know a question is probably going to be, is this something that's going to double my image count? And the answer to that is no. For these images that are transferred over, it's treated like the clipboard. So it will bring all the images over for you without having them count twice against your image plan. Next up, and this is actually, the galleries, this is definitely something that you have in your Flash and HTML portfolio section. But the HTML5 galleries work a little bit differently as far as you're going to have more settings on these galleries, and it's a little bit easier to navigate, as I'll show you once we get into the live version. If you remember, in your Flash and your HTML portfolio sites, you have two ways to display like a gallery of images. One being a home page, which is a gallery that doesn't have any of your gallery controls or your gallery thumbnails, and the other being a gallery page, which does have those controls and thumbnails. With the galleries in the HTML5 portfolio site, you actually have the option to turn those thumbnails on or off. So in those gallery pages, if you wanted to make a home page gallery that didn't have any thumbnails or gallery controls, then you're able to go in and turn those off, and of course you could name it your home page. One of the really cool things about the HTML5 as well is that the thumbnails are animated, and we'll go through a preview on the live version so you can see what I'm referring to, but depending on the template and the style, the thumbnails will slide into place or rise into place from the template, which is something that's really, really awesome. With the galleries as well, you can do the color shifting, and you have your transitions, so you can choose from multiple different speed settings, and you can choose from different style transitions as well. And then, of course, to reiterate, you are able to put multiple song tracks in your galleries, and you can turn the autoplay on or off. Next up, we have the list pages. This is a new page that's added into the portfolio sites. We have list pages in the biz sites, but we wanted to bring them over into the portfolio sites just to make things easier for you guys to build up and edit. If you remember with your Flash and HTML5, or excuse me, your Flash and HTML portfolio sites, you will know that you have a testimonials page. And the list page is now what we have, so you can use a list page for multiple different things. Just to give you an example, you could use a list page as a testimonials page. We'll go over in the live demo kind of how you would build one up, but with it you would add like a list item to the page. You can put in a description, you can put an image on it, and you can also link out for anywhere. So a list page will be good for things like testimonials, or if you have any affiliates, like if you have an affiliates page that you want to set up and link out to, then that would be good for that as well. Next up we have the information pages. The information pages have actually seen a bit of change in this as well, and this is something that I am really, really excited about, because with the information pages now you have our new advanced text editor. It makes things a lot easier for you to put in text, edit text. It's something that's a lot cleaner and very, very easy to use. With it as well, you are able to view and edit HTML code. So using things like embedding YouTube videos, you can put your YouTube videos now directly onto information pages. You can put in any kind of HTML code that you have there as well. It won't use any JavaScript. But outside of that, pretty much any kind of simple HTML code you can do in there, any HTML formatting, that's all very easily done. For the page types, you do have the contact page. So on the contact page, you can customize fields like always. You can choose between a single line and a paragraph. You can send to multiple emails, and also a great option that you have is, you can choose different layout options as well for your contact page. So with the with changing those pages, something else that's really, really cool about the contact page that I know people have been asking about for a while is that you can add multiple form fields. So, traditionally you were limited to a certain number of form fields and you couldn't, request more information from that. But now with the HTML5 portfolio contact pages, you can, add as many form fields that you need, which is something that's, fantastic. And lastly, the search engine optimization and analytics section. So something that's great about HTML5, and a lot of people have questions about Flash specifically. Can Google pick this up in search engines? I've heard that it's not visible, things like that. The great thing about the HTML5 is it's something that's very, very visible by Google. It's easy for Google to index, easy for Google to read, and along with that as well, as long as with it being very, very easy to read, you still have your page-specific SEO meta sections and your general SEO meta section as well. So you can still put in that unique indexing information there. To kind of expand on that, and you see tracking code there, we've made it a lot easier to put in your Google Analytics tracking code, so you don't have to copy and paste that entire piece of code into the visit counter anymore. It's really just going in and putting in your actual number for tracking, which we'll definitely go over on the live section. So that is the slideshow for now. So we're going to go ahead and pull up the live version so you guys can see what it looks like from start to getting it set up. So you'll see here we have you have your Flash/HTML control panel and then the new awesome HTML5 here. So the first thing you would do right after you got it, of course, you would click into HTML5 there. And this is the very first screen that you are going to see. This is going to be your import screen, and it's definitely pretty important to pay attention to this, just so if you have multiple sites, you don't want to import the wrong one, because this is something that can only be done once. Now, if you don't want to do this right away, you're still able to, of course, navigate through, take a look at some of the other sections and everything throughout the site before you were to import over any information. So this is how the import works. If you have multiple sites, you would just select the one that you want to use. As soon as you select it, you just check this box and you click yes, please import my information. Now, if you don't want to import anything, then what you would do is you would just, check this box and hit no, I do not want to import any information over. And that would pretty much give you a blank slate to start with and build up your own site. So as you can see, the import process is something that happens very quickly, so you're not going to be sitting there waiting for everything to process over. It's something that does not take any time at all. And it brought over all the information directly from our Flash website over here. And I'll do a quick preview. You'll see here. So, we got the images up and everything, brought over the color shifting and everything beautifully onto the HTML5 portfolio site, which is something that, if you were viewing it, you might even think that it was a Flash site. So what we'll do now is we'll kind of go over some of the things that we talked through in the slideshow. And the first option being, features that you love. So you still have, the one-click to switch option for the templates. These are all of the template selections that we have up right now, and of course we're actively adding more templates to this, so the selection will grow. From the start, you have 9 templates to choose from, and if you wanted to see what another one looks like, just like your Flash or HTML portfolio sites, you can come in here and hit the preview button on a different one to see how it will load, what it would look like. With this as well, so you have your templates here, and under settings, the next thing we'll go over background selections. You come under settings and go to backgrounds, and you can come through here. You can choose from our many backgrounds that we have here, as you can see, or you can upload your own custom background here. And if you're wondering about what sizing to make that, it'll actually list your size right here for you, and you can upload your own custom background to your HTML5 portfolio site. With that as well, you have multiple background image settings to choose from. If you're wanting a setting that's going to apply to most of your clients and look the same on most computers, I would recommend going with the stretch to fit or the scale to fit. Those are going to probably be the 2 options that you want to use for like a full page background. Next up, we have the color picker, which, if you remember me talking about it, it's something that's we try to make it a little bit easier for you guys to use whenever you go through and adjust colors. So you'll come through to the color picker section here, and it'll give you the already pre-selected color scheme. If you want to make any changes to that, it's as simple as hitting customize right here, and you'll see that it lists the different categories. We have general, standard page, contact form, menu, calendar, and then miscellaneous. So those are all of your different color categories to choose from, and then within each of those categories you have the different color section to pick as well. So it's something that's definitely a lot easier to use for changing your colors. Next up, we're going to cover the gallery pages. So as you can see here, these are the galleries that we have. So we'll go ahead and click on one. And this is what the main gallery page is going to look like. You can change the navigation name, choose the page visibility. And this is actually something that I want to cover as well. With the page visibility, you now see you have 3 options. Instead of the normal, visible or not visible, you now have visible, hidden, and disabled. So sometimes you'll come across a scenario where you want to hide a page to where you can only link people directly to it. Well, on the HTML5 sites, all you do is select the hidden option and save your changes, and now that page can only be accessed by going directly to this page link. So if you have a certain gallery that you wanted to hide and only link people to, then that can definitely be done. To upload images to the gallery pages, you just click on your Images tab right here and just click Upload Images. It's going to work, very similar to how you uploaded images in the Flash and HTML portfolio sites. You click Upload Images, select the images that you want to upload. It'll pull all of them in here for you. And next up we have layout, and this is something that's new to the HTML5 portfolio sites versus the Flash and the HTML portfolio sites. Is now with the HTML5 you have different layout options for your pages. So you can choose whether to have thumbnails or not to have any thumbnails, or with other respective pages you can also choose some different layout styles for them. Next, we have the slideshow settings for your gallery page. With this, as we talked about earlier, you do have the autoplay slideshow option. So you can either choose, yes to autoplay it, or if you didn't want to autoplay, you could choose no. And that's when I went to the gallery, it would just show a single image, and they could navigate through the images that you have there. And of course, you have your transition types. So you can choose from multiple different transitions. It'll show you a preview right here of what that transition looks like. And you can also adjust your speed as well. So these are all of your different speed options for those transitions. And then you have your music section for the galleries. So with the music, you can choose to autoplay it. So as soon as they hit the gallery, you can choose the music to play automatically, or you can select no and have it not play. So they would have to actually press the music icon for the music to play. And then you have multiple track selections as well. So you can add up to 3 per gallery page. Okay. All right, so next up we have the information pages. So on the information pages, as soon as you click onto it, you have your details section, and you change your navigation name, change your page title, and this is the text box that you can go into and edit. So it's as simple as coming into it, and you'll see here all the text is a different color, so you can't see it right now, but it did bring over all the text. So it would be a simple fix in the color right here. You can change that to black, and now it's visible. So with that, you could hit Save Changes. It's going to change that color for you. Let me with the HTML content box as well, something that I wanted to show you guys is the HTML section. So if you have a video or something that you wanted to embed, you can go to YouTube and find the video that you're wanting to use. Okay, so right here, this video, as you can see, most of them will have it unless you have some kind of security setting on it or something, but you'll want to click Use Old Embed Code here, and then you'll just highlight all this, copy it, and you'll come back into your control panel here. And this is the little HTML button that you'd want to press under text content. So you click that, and it's going to bring up all this HTML code for you. And you can scroll up and down, see what it looks like, and then you can choose where you want to place it. So if I want the video to be the very first thing that shows, I'll just paste that code in there, hit update, and as you can see, the video is going to be right there at the very top of it. So if we do a little preview, we can see what that looks like on the direct page. So we'll go to About the Photographer. Oop, let me save my changes. Might want to do that. And looks like my browser might be cached. This is an issue that you might encounter, and if you do encounter this, all you need to do if you're using Internet Explorer is go into this gear symbol here. You'll go to Safety, delete browsing history, and you want to make sure that you delete your temporary internet files and your cookies. So go ahead and delete that. Once that's done, you'll want to close out of Internet Explorer completely, and you'll reopen it. Go back to your PhotoBiz website, sign in, do a preview of the website again. And now you see the video there. So that's just an example of what it would look like. Of course, you can change the layout styles, to the text be on the left or the right, but that's an example of putting a video directly onto your page, which is something that is awesome. And with the information pages as well, it's something that you can upload images to, so you're able to put an image on your information page like you always were. And you can change those different layout styles. So whether you wanted the text on the left or the right side of the image, you can change it there directly. And you have slideshow images, or slideshow settings for those images, sorry. So if you put multiple images up there, you can change the transition type and you can change the transition speed. So this would be a use for if you're putting more than one image onto your information page. Next up, we have the Contact Us page. So the Contact Us page, still very similar. You have your text content section here, navigation name, page title, etc. You have your images section, so very similar to like your information page. You can add an image there. You can also change the different layout styles. Whether you want the contact form and text to be on one side of the image versus the other, you can change that here. And then if you have multiple images, you can also change your slideshow transitions. Now, one of the cool things is something that stands out with the HTML5 portfolio sites is that you get your normal contact lines here, and say this isn't enough. All you do is click the Add Field button, and you could put something, other contact or whatever other contact form you want to put on there. You can add multiple fields, and it would just keep adding them in. And then if you don't want one, all you do is hit the X. It'll delete that out of there for you. So you can also create less there as well. And the last thing that we are going to go over is going to be the analytics section. So typically, whenever you get your Google Analytics code on the Flash and HTML portfolio sites, you're going to copy that code, paste it in your visit counter, and the same thing goes for your Google Webmaster Tools. With the HTML5 portfolio sites, it's as simple as getting your Google Analytics ID, and you'll paste that ID, which is usually it's just like a UA number, and you'll paste that in the Google Analytics ID section, and then hit Save Changes. So all you need to put in there now is your ID, and then that will start tracking. And then of course once you've put that ID in there, and then all you'll do after that is hit Publish. So that is what we have for you today for the HTML5 portfolio sites. We'll go ahead and give it a second. We'll open it up for some Q&A time. So go ahead and get those questions in, and we'll be more than happy to answer any that you do have. Okay, so our first question that we have is a question from Suzanne, and the question is the clipboard shared with store, blog, biz, and Flash sites? The answer to that is yes. The clipboard is something that you can actually use between the Flash portfolio sites, the HTML portfolio sites, the HTML5 portfolio sites, the blog, the store, the biz site, and also your client proofing as well. So the clipboard is something that definitely goes across of most of our products. The next question we have up is from DJ, and his question is, when will it be available? And it's actually available right now. If you want to look into getting some more information from it, as you can see here, you just go to photobiz.com, go under Products and HTML5 Portfolio Sites. As soon as you click there, give you the price on it, and you can see like all the different designs, see a nice preview of it. And if you see right here on what you get, it'll actually give you some more information and a breakdown on it as well. The next question we have up is from Kevin. This is it looks like a two-part question here, and I'll go ahead and answer his first one. The first one is, if you have an existing blog, will it transfer to the new HTML5 site? The blog itself will not be able to be, mated directly with the HTML5 portfolio site. However, with all of our portfolio sites, you're able to link to an existing blog. So it's definitely not a problem if you have one. We can set up a link out to that blog to get it set up on like a subdomain address of blog.yourdomain.com, and set up an external link from the portfolio site that's going to link out to that blog, so you can still continue to maintain and use that existing blog. And the other question Kevin had was, does it support client viewing? The answer to that is yes. With all the products, the client viewing is its own separate entity. So you can link to it from any of your sites. It's simple as setting up that external link and putting the link over to your client viewing, and you can send clients to your site, have them click on your client viewing button. That'll send them directly over to where they need to be to view their images. All right, well, I don't see any more questions, so we'll leave it open for a couple more seconds here. If we get one more question, we'll go ahead and answer that. And it looks like we actually just got one from Jim. And the question is, the one-time changeover from Flash is permanent? Question mark. So, yes, you have one chance to import. Once you do it that one time, the import feature is not there anymore, so you're not able to import over, which is why it's something important that you really want to make sure that you're going to import the correct website, because there's not a way for us to reverse that or anything.
All right, everybody. Well, it looks like we've answered all of the questions that have come up here. And if you do have any additional questions pertaining to your account specifically or pricing or anything like that, just give our support team a call. You can reach us here toll-free at 866-463-7620 anytime Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are going to go ahead and wrap everything up. We are going to have this video on YouTube so you can view the playback, and we're going to go ahead and email that out to you guys when it is available. So I wanted to thank Vance again for taking time out of his day to put together a great presentation, and thank everybody who attended for joining today. We hope you guys have a great afternoon. Thank you.